How are you doing today?
Great. Good to be here in your new set.
Yeah, good to have you here, and you even brought a friend for us, which is pretty cool.
I figured I'd bring you a bobblehead, as many of the guests have brought other shows before, so
yeah.
I'm going to bring you your first bobblehead to put back on your set.
Hey, Brian and I will take that. We'll put that guy right back there. I think he'll be part of our decoration.
Guns and gold.
There we go. Well, tell me a little bit about why the gold. There we go. Speaking of gold, look at that. That did a really good job.
It's got a $20 gold piece and a gun, and on a $20 gold piece base, and plenty of gray hair too.
There you go. Well, actually, why has the gold market been so volatile this year, if we can get into that?
The selling of exchange-traded funds, that was a big part of gold going up. They came into existence in 2004, and a lot of paper gold was bought, so people own gold by owning a share of gold held in warehouses.
Okay.
Well, when stocks started doing better, some of the money moved out of high-performing gold, which has gone from $250 in the year 2001 to $1,900, and people were riding a very quickly increasing asset, and they moved into something else, which was stocks or the housing market. Now, overseas in China and other countries, they're still buying a lot of gold. India, but in this country, a lot of the paper asset buyers quit buying. But right now, the U.S. Mint has record gold buying of physical gold, the China Mint, the Perth Mint. So we're having a battle between physical gold buyers and paper gold buyers and sellers.
Okay.
But China's introducing exchange-traded funds like we did here in 2004, and we think that's going to bolster the market over the rest of the year.
And what about nickels? Apparently they make money too, right?
Well, when I was a kid reading comic books, they had this 1913 nickel, which they only made 5 of.
Wow.
And we knew where 4 of them won, but 1 had disappeared.
Okay.
It turned out it was in a car wreck, and people didn't find it and realize it for many years. But when it went up for auction, this one of the 5, it was the middle of 5 coins in quality. There were 2 better and 2 worse, and it brought over $3 million. It's the coin I always looked for as a kid, coin collector, but never found. But it was in a wreck with a collector, later found by their heirs. Many years later, they didn't know they had it, and it just brought over $3 million at auction.
My goodness. Now, if you ever were to come across something like that, should you ever clean a coin, anything like that, or just what you have at home?
You know, I had some steel pennies when I was about 12, and I bought this miracle cleaning agent called Jewel Luster. And I put these steel pennies in it with a zinc coating, and they fizzed like Alka-Seltzers and were ruined. You don't clean a coin. It's a fine cleaning agent, but you got to know how to use it. Only have an expert ever clean a coin, and really you can't unclean a coin or a lot of antiques. Leave it original. It's the best chance it'll be high quality.
Kind of just leave it how it is.
Just leave it how it is.
Tell me about Greg Bingham, a famous Houston Oilers player. Of course, a lot of people remember that, but how prominent of a coin collector was he?
Well, if you remember the Bum Phillips Love You Blue days with the Houston Oilers and the songs and everything, he was the star middle linebacker in the days of Jack Lambert and other great middle linebackers, and Greg's a great guy. He collects coins. He collects some of the finest tarnished or toned coins.
Okay.
And so Greg doesn't clean his coins. He looks for the ones with that gorgeous coloration and toning, as we call it, in the coin field. And Greg is known. There's a Feature magazine article out now on Greg as one of the prominent celebrity collectors, like Penny Marshall, Wayne Gretzky, Laverne and Shirley. She shows around coin shows with her little magnifying glass. There are a lot of famous collectors out there who collect coins. So it's a niche area that celebrities get into.
And speaking of the tarnishing or toning, is that good or bad? I mean, does that just happen naturally for it?
Right, and we talk about don't clean it, but a lot of tarnishing, or as we call it in the field, toning, can be advantageous if the colors are pretty golds and blues and greens. Greg Bingham's collection has some of the most beautiful colors on coins you will ever see. Don't clean it. That tarnish or toning can actually enhance the value.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Thank you for having me, Jessica.
Absolutely. Stay with us. We'll be right back.